Abusian for now of your money now, beam higher for 1G, that's a multi reverse some cosson. Credit update, I just a coso Ghana, no, it didn't have a bremo. Hayana Nini, good dear things over to other platforms, no. Hayana Nina, which is a single way better now, Sabacanina. Musasu can be annual like Yashi, ammonia shading. In Sakib non so with your queen so brady. In feeling chamber be at say Ghana, no, and we were not a parliament house. Sabras is speaking of. A year NDC MPs for Omatnas Kama, NPP MPs for led by Air Finimarking, almost some cocoa pie. More free air parliament, a call just a coca NDC phone quan. Now, quite unfortunately, no omuni air train speaker, na speakers also no. Now, go pardon about the Drew Parliament House, I just a year secretary. About the Drew na report if you by HSA. In men in the Supreme Court, led by a year Tokono. On a year Chief Justice for Ghana. The case announced will be a year and his speaker in the parliament. Then right now he's speaking no speaker just say one lawyers for also actually be a year token. Honestly, you see the same law I reply a token because case in by speaker and can't answer speaker and react. And currently as he's speaking no speaker I hit back on a Supreme Court. My man lawyers have filed a some petition be against Supreme Court. Almost stay out of order. Almost stay. She nenya brie pa just saying as secretary bakwa tisa sana enya secretary and then some air current information to the free parliament house the heat if you have been report if you have ever reporting in my think. This case.
To Kweku Asante now. He's in Parliament, just giving us an update of what exactly is happening. We told you earlier that the Speaker has arrived. Kweku, what's happening in the chamber?
Well, we expect that the Speaker, Alban, will pretty shortly walk in and double the House in session. Ultimately, that is what a lot of people are waiting for now. And as we wait for the Speaker of Parliament to walk in into the chamber, my convoy did arrive here about 10 minutes ago when the majority leadership had just left. And in fact, that will mean that pretty soon we expect that he will come in and gavel the House in session. And that will ultimately lead the House to start proceedings. And I just understand from one source within the majority, the NDC corporate leadership, that the reason why the Speaker of Parliament hasn't come in to start proceedings is because he's waiting for his lawyers to complete the filing of some processes he has mandated them to file at the Supreme Court. Between yesterday and now, we have been expecting lawyers for the Speaker of Parliament to file an action in court that is seeking to stay the hand of the Supreme Court. So after the Supreme Court says his declaration, he has also been seeking to stay sane using the same procedure that was used by election official Martin's application and the ex parte application. And so we understand that is being worked on as we speak. And as soon as that is done, and the Speaker says that information, he will come in. And then, of course, inform the House as to what the next steps are for Parliament of Ghana, whether or not he's going to order the NDC MPs, who are now in their numbers for 100 of them, having taken the seat in the end, in the majority side of the House, leaving the minority side, their usual sitting place for the last 3.5 years, completely empty. Then you will ask them to go back there, or you will have look over that and allow them to sit in the position they have to in there. 2 hours ago, in fact, less than that, you have to elect Akroma, the leader of the NPP committee in Parliament, who didn't need that, did not want to stay on the floor because doing so might lead to violent confrontation, and they do not want to give the NDC what they have been looking for which reason they have asked all of them to leave and go back to their offices and wait for the Speaker to come. Following that, Kenneth Interpon came in here about 2 other entities also came, but they have also all things left, which has meant that the Chamber of Parliament is currently inhabited by just NDC who are seated in the majority seats in Parliament, insisting that they are the true majority. You have seen scenes where they've been marching, they have been singing patriotic songs, singing their party anthem, singing some revolutionary songs that have roots in their party. And so the eyes of the nation currently on the Speaker of Parliament, whose security details about 10 minutes ago went around his chair, of course, to do their usual briefing to ensure that it's safe for him to come. And they are standing about 5 meters away from where I can see from his base, and he said, monitoring that with other security members of his, while the Speaker of Parliament is in there at the leadership lobby. The minority leader, or I should say the leader of the NDC, Dr. Kesi, is currently not on the seat. When the Speaker of Parliament walked into his lobby, he was asked to go there because normally they will have what is called the pre-sitting meeting. So a number of the leaders on the NDC side have joined in there. The NPP, we understand, are not there because Alex Nathaniel and his other leaders all went to the Justice and the very far off from the dome where Parliament is sitting. So there's a pre-sitting meeting currently happening with the Speaker of Parliament and the leader of the NDC caucus, without the leaders of the NPP caucus present, because they have left the Justice and we do not know if an invitation has been extended to them and whether or not they are coming or they have declined it. That is information we can get confirmation for in the next few minutes or the next few hours. But the detail now is that, in fact, just getting confirmation that Alexa Martin has come into that meeting. And so Alexa Martin, who is the leader of the NDC caucus in Parliament, is also in there currently with the Speaker of Parliament, with Councillor Supporting, and other members of leadership on both sides of the House to try and get some understanding before he comes in. And usually, whatever happens on the floor of Parliament does not take each person or any MP by surprise, because they have what they call the pre-sitting meeting, where they agree on all these modalities. They agree that this is the position, they're not going to give in to this is what we are going to do, and then they come in and then come and sit. And then reenact all the issues, all the disagreements we've had in this pre-sitting meeting. So I can confirm that Alexa Martin has come into this meeting with the Speaker of Parliament as well as the leader of the NDC caucus to try and get an understanding what exactly will happen when the Speaker of Parliament finally walks into the chamber and governs the House in session for 2 minutes.
Before I let you go, Kweku, I saw the former minority leader, Haruna Iddrisu, having a conversation with Kennedy Japan. There has been calls for both sides to negotiate behind closed doors. You've been doing some snooping around. Has there been any such meeting between the NPP caucus and the NDC caucus?
Well, speaking of the former minority leader, he's seated right in front of me. I can just see him from where I'm standing. And he is in competition with some members of the staff. What I can tell you is that there is no appetite within the backbenches on both sides for any compromise to take place. And at this point, leadership is what it is to take. And that is the leadership on both sides of the aisle without to drop down their entrenched positions and perhaps carry their members along. Because if you look at the backbenches, they want to go all out. And this is from both the NDC and NPP side. All of them, their leaders should stay the course, they should acknowledge themselves as the majority in Parliament, they should not give in to any compromise. That will make a little bit of the leadership duties and the job of the leaders pretty difficult. Because when your backbenchers are riling, when your backbenchers are asking to take a certain course, they push you in a very difficult position to take another course. And so ultimately, that is why this meeting currently ongoing between the Speaker of Parliament and the leaders on both sides is crucial. Because ultimately, when they come back and they communicate to their members that this is what we have agreed on, their members may disagree, they drag them, but normally they comply when it comes to matters like this. So ultimately, that is so crucial for the Speaker of Parliament and the leaders to be able to have an agreement. That means business of Parliament will at least be able to see. There are so many key businesses that the government side cannot afford to have them delayed. In fact, just this morning, the government side delayed so many bills, including the free education bill and a number of other bills that they are expecting to put before the House. The more Parliament delays, the less time they have to deal with all this. Mind you, Parliament is expected to sit for 4 weeks, and they will again, go for election and come back on the midnight of the 7th of January 2025 to swear in the 9th Parliament. So there is not enough time for the House to do a number of business. And so if this disagreements are not ironed out quickly, the House sits and do business, that will mean a lot of government business will suffer. Mind you, there's also expected to be the vote of appropriation. That is the budget for the first quarter of next year. That must come either next week or next 2 weeks, early November. That must come. And without this disagreement, it makes it difficult for that process to come. And that will mean first quarter of next year, it could lead to a government shutdown literally. And we have heard testing suggest, among the NDC that the Speaker of Parliament should perhaps attend the House any day until the Supreme Court intended those matters that are currently before them. That will mean there will be no budget, the government cannot fund its operations in the first quarter of next year. So there's a lot of things at stake, and that is why that meeting that's currently ongoing in the Speaker's lobby for the Speaker of Parliament and the leaders of both sides is so crucial. Try and get some understanding for Gina.
Thank you, Ǩwaṛns. Let's come back in the studio, and I'm just come back to Evans Mensah. This whole back and forth in Parliament is clearly going to affect business in Parliament. We have 2 Supreme Court judges that are yet to be vetted and approved by Parliament. Other issues on the floor yet to be decided. The Speaker, as we await his ruling today, how would this affect Parliament moving forward?
No, and that is why I slightly disagree with Raymond and Wayne when they say, "Oh, this is much ado about nothing." Who is the majority has consequences because those Supreme Court nominees are now within the precinct of Parliament. The executive has discharged their mandate. They've reformed the Speaker. So tomorrow, the NDC side, if indeed they believe they might, can constitute the appointments committee, vet them, take it to the plenary, debate and reject it. Well, why is he looking at me like they can't do that? But
Raymond, you disagree?
It can't disagree because they can do that. Once the executive has written to the Speaker and it has been read to the members, the only thing that remains is for the appointments committee to sit to the constituted test. They go there, they vet them, they approve or disapprove. They can do that. And then the e-levy one, they have said they will come, the repeal, they'll be triggered by a private member's motion. And then they would obviously vote on it and repeal it. What I don't know is whether once repealed, that too has to go to the president for us.
It has to go to the president. So this is it. You can have, so when Parliament goes through a bill, and after the 3rd reading, it becomes an act. So at the end of the 3rd reading, you hear an act to so and so. It doesn't become law until the president assents to it. It is the reading. So if they
does that apply to a bill that has been repealed?
But who's going to repeal the bill? So
that's my point I'm making. So this is the law. So ordinarily, the Attorney General would have come, would have initiated the process.
So you see,
but it will use the private members route to get the.
There's an act. You're going to do an amendment. So
it's not an amendment. It's not an amendment. It's a repeal.
But you cannot repeal it.
Why can't they? Parliament can't repeal.
No. The members of Parliament cannot repeal.
Why?
The executive. You check. So
no. But are you talking about the initiation of the process?
This e-levy. They can't repeal it.
No. I mean, clarify. Are you talking about the initiation of the process or the power to repeal?
I'm talking about the initiation of the process.
Yes, but the initiation of the process. Wait. 2 things. The initiation of the process, they said they will trigger that using the private member's motion. So it won't come from the Attorney General. Once that happens, remember, Parliament is a master of his own rules. The Speaker admits it. It is properly before the House for consideration. Raymond, who has a different view?
I agree with you generally on whether they can initiate that. But Evans Mensah, this in the view of the person presiding affects the finances of the country. If there is any bill that affects or its repeal that will affect the finances of this country, you're talking about the e-levy. Do you get my point? So it will be strange not to have the executive presidency having a say on it.
So let me just read Article 108 for you.
You get my point? Yeah.
It's simple. It says, settlement of financial matters. Parliament shall not, unless the bill is introduced or the motion is introduced by or on behalf of the President, proceed upon a bill, including an amendment to a bill that, in the opinion of the person presiding, makes provision for any of the following: the imposition of taxation or the alteration of taxation otherwise than by reduction, or the imposition of a charge on the consolidated fund or other public funds, off or on the alteration of any such charge. Otherwise, the payment, issue, or withdrawal from the consolidated fund or other public funds of Ghana of any monies not charged on the consolidated fund, or any increase in the amount of that payment issue or withdrawal, or the composition of a remission of any debt due to the government of Ghana, or proceed upon a motion, including an amendment to a motion, the effect of which, in the opinion of the person presiding, would be to make provision for any of the purposes specified in paragraph A of this article.
Yeah, but you said amendment. Is it?
I was for unity report. I just saw the report, and if you have about a casachi, no, we be kakana just here, trouble matches, and yes, and get to NDC for any especially the MPs on the money, Sifomuji, most no bagawaya, or mon penny da, or mon chamber, this small people be, and my constitution near Bassa constitution, just say the baby, Ashanum. Now the time grey see a true constitution of Crampono, ye frame of Cramosamomba, and they are trade you people Namocramo benefit Kesi, and you are free market Kase. Your party is law-abiding party. Now, one party is law-abiding party. So, if your party is law-abiding party, how comes the speaker the ruling about what's Medjana Court, Supreme Court in a day? Now, Supreme Court is also the ruling about and the current information just about HSA. A year speakers also our done the lawyers for say almost on far a year a stay of a year Supreme Court order. Also enter more almost stay out of this. Also stay not just a speaker meeting again. Enya aya ho den enya asumdwe emfa nye den enya no really no. Enya senke to our parliament house. Speaker enya bre. Speakers want tiasie. Speaker person rani eduma. NDC 4% rani eduma. They want the constitution to work. They want the constitution to do what the constitution expects to do in order to maintain law and order, in order to protect the democracy. Democracy na you people are benefiting on. Senabe amube yin be benefit because the peace in Ghana no be am so better na na chese will be about business peace no. So what in you feel about all the actions of the NDC MPs no actions that on person media they protect the democracy. They don't want anybody, no, not even the president. But now constitution is why changing constitution, no? Because constitution is a privilege, you know, a position or that Jubilee House or no. Without the constitution, there is no Jubilee House or a year Parliament or Supreme Court or other court. Without the constitution, those institutions need the there is no a year electoral commission without the constitution. So the constitution can say 4 seats no, you bet me declare be seat vacant A B C D wa sheshe. Obi ato samra no, you declare the seat vacant, o si there be the call Supreme Court. How? Supreme Court they are there because of the constitution and they are willing to be in the constitution. So constitution obi are there A B C D, you bet me declare the seat vacant. Speaker as an arm of government and declare sitting vacant because our two no was a meant as the call Supreme Court. Supreme Court also constitution clear no mudi eduma. And as you speaking, said the information about it, you know, a speaker man lawyers for Alpha just say a year some a lawsuit be and just Akroma a year Supreme Court almost stay cry free some no to me in Yasum Vinya or then final eduma and castle so a Supreme Court saying see, as we speaking on, they are waiting for the Supreme Court to say almost so bad a become once matches and answering because how they update in a Bemenko be like in a shaman near Sweden, so like if no soon would you could be 100% Muslim.